Let me ask you 3 simple questions. How much money did you make last month? How much money did you spend last month? How much did you save last month? If you hesitate to answer any of these 3 questions, your finances are not organized enough to become a homeowner. My name is McKay Thomason. I am the COO of Meet Kevin's real estate company, House Hack. And today, I'm giving you my exact 30-day system to reset and reorganize your finances from absolute scratch. Here's the truth. Most people are actually afraid of opening their banking app.
I got scared.
They avoid looking at it because they don't want to face the reality of their spending. I'll admit it, there were times in my life when I wouldn't open my banking app for days because I was too afraid of what I would see. As Jim Rohn famously said, your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. This 30-day reset is that change, and this is the most critical step on the journey to becoming a homeowner. Step 1, the daily financial check-in. The very first step in this reset is shockingly simple but incredibly powerful. Open your banking app every single day. You need to treat your bank account like it's Instagram or Twitter, X. Make it a daily habit. This single action will completely transform your relationship with money. At first, it will be uncomfortable. You may feel anxiety or shame about your spending. That's normal. It's actually a good sign. It means you're facing reality. Within a week, you'll notice something incredible happening. You'll start making different decisions throughout the day because you know you'll be facing those numbers later when you wake up the next morning to check your banking app. This daily check-in creates awareness, and awareness precedes change. Commit to this for 1 week, and I'm pretty confident you will see some pretty dramatic shifts in your spending behavior and your overall relationship with money. Step number 2, you need to be tracking every expense. You need to log every expense as it happened. Don't wait until the end of the day. Don't wait until your bank statements come in to look at what you spent. Every time you swipe your credit card, Apple, Venmo Pay, whatever you do, write it down. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. The Notes app on your phone works just fine. You make 3 columns on a table. You do date, what you spent it on, and the amount that it was for. If you prefer something more structured and you want to be able to plug in formulas, spreadsheets also work great. What I like about both of these is you can do a shared Apple Notes or you can do a shared Google Sheets, because if you have a partner, they need to be on board too. You can share this with them and you both track your expenses and you can see exactly what each other's spending on. Even if you're alone doing this, you need to be doing this. Trust me, the pain of writing something down, you will often catch yourself saying, I don't want to go spend $5 at a gas station because I don't want to put it on my spreadsheet. Trust me, it's a huge hack. The key principle here is track daily, review weekly. So I like the free version of Rocket Money. It kind of compiles all your finances into one place. If you want to pay for the premium version, you can, but remember, we're canceling all of our subscriptions. So you can get the free version of Rocket Money and you can review your finances weekly. Do it with your partner or do it with yourself. Remember, create a good relationship with money. Money is a tool. Don't let it guilt you into a trap. If you're saving a lot of money, you want to feel proud because that money is going to be used to be able to buy your first house. I found that reviewing finances weekly kind of helped give you a bigger picture, and then you can do it every month. You can also do a big review of each month, each quarter, and each year, of course. Step number 3, now it's time for the subscription audit. Go through all of your subscriptions for the past 3 months and identify every recurring charge. Rocket Money is great for this, or you can just download your bank statements. The hardest part is canceling it because sometimes you have to go do forgot password, what email did I use? Trust me, go through it.
Cancel it!
Because you are spending more money than you can imagine. Or if you're doing Apple subscriptions, you can go directly to your iPhone settings and you can see exactly what you're subscribed to, cancel it all. If you need to call the companies directly, then you can do that. Or if you're like, I need this membership for work or something, then you can call a lot of these places and ask for a discount or or a lot of times if you cancel the subscriptions, they'll offer you a discounted rate, cancel it all. This will save you hundreds of dollars a month, potentially thousands of dollars a year.
Really? Really?
And remember, you can always add back these services later. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but one of the biggest hacks is if you want to sign up for Netflix for 1 month, but before you leave the browser, cancel your membership. Now you have 30 days to use Netflix and it's not going to recharge. And it's like, oh, if you're using Netflix next month, but you go maybe a month without using it and then you want to use it the 3rd month, great, you just saved yourself a month of not using Netflix.
Nice.
Okay, just sign up for it every 30 days. If you sign up for a subscription, immediately cancel it so you're only paying 30 days at a time. One of the biggest steps is making sure that you're not late on any payments, so automate paying your rent. Oftentimes you can ask your landlord for a rent discount if you have auto pay set up because now the landlord has peace of mind. Even $10 a month, it helps and it gives you the peace of mind that you'll never be late on rent, because if you get your credit hurt, that's going to be really hard to buy a house. I pay off my credit cards every paycheck because I don't want to wait a whole month and then have a really big credit card bill. I pay off my credit cards every time I get a paycheck, so twice a month. And I also do keep auto pay enabled on my credit cards just in case I'm out of town or I don't have internet or something happens and I'm not able to pay the credit cards. Auto pay is enabled so that every month, if for some reason I forget, which hasn't happened, then auto pay will automatically pay off my credit cards. For fixed expenses like rent, utilities, and insurance, you can set these to auto pay as well. Again, your needs you can set to auto pay, but what you don't want is you don't want like Netflix or whatever else charging every 30 days if you're not using it. Another thing is, after your needs are met, automate your savings, whether it's 50 bucks a month or whether it's 100 bucks a month. Make sure you have an automatic transfer to go to your savings account, because if you don't have it automated, it's a little more painful to take it from your checking account and putting it in your savings account, or from your savings account to your brokerage account like I've talked about. Make sure you automate savings because it takes the emotions out of it. Next, you need to create a realistic budget. If you go online, you're gonna see a lot of pie charts and a lot of percentages, but you need to focus on essential categories, your needs as I like to call them. Housing, so like rent and mortgage, utilities. Insurance is like health, auto, renter's insurance. Transportation, like car payments, gas, public transit. Groceries, not restaurants. Meal plan ahead, and debt obligations. Everything else goes straight to savings. You're going to see pie charts say, oh, this percentage should go here. In my opinion, once we're trying to save for a down payment, this is not easy. Pay for your needs and then move the rest to savings and rinse, repeat. I know it's hard, but you have to remind yourself this isn't forever. This is temporary to save that down payment. I've mentioned this before, but it's essential that if you are not making enough money to pay for your needs, like the list I just listed for like housing, rent, groceries, and stuff like that, then you need to figure out a second job. What? You need to figure out a new job. And if you're like, oh, I can't leave my job, figure out a second job. If you need to take the night shift at In-N-Out, they're paying like 20 bucks an hour in California or more than that. I don't know. Figure out a second job because you need to start making more money if you ever hope to get out of becoming a renter, which if you're watching this video, it's a great path. Figure out a way to get a second job. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. Step number 6, let's talk about our debt management strategy. During this 30-day reset, focus on organizing your debt. Not necessarily paying it all off, but don't stop making your minimum monthly payments on whether it's credit cards or whether it's car payments or whatever it may be. One of the fastest ways to destroy your dream of owning a home soon is missing credit payments, okay? Don't forget to pay who you owe money. That'll destroy your credit. Call each creditor, request the current payoff amounts, figure out how much it is to pay off your car, get the numbers, because then you can work backwards, right? So once you have your emergency fund saved, in my opinion, don't worry about saving for a massive down payment if you have a ton of debt. This is gonna hurt your debt to income ratio, which we'll talk about later, but take that money and try to figure out how to aggressively pay off this debt, because guess what? You're paying interest, right? So most people think of the stock market or like savings account as you're making interest. Well, if you have a car loan or if you have student loan payments or things like that, or just credit card debt, you're paying interest. So the amount you owe is actually going up, not saving more. So after we organize our finances and we start paying for our needs and we're paying our minimum debt obligations to make sure our credit doesn't get hurt, figure out how fast you can pay off your debt. If you have a car loan of $20,000, figure out how aggressively you can pay off that car loan. Because if you're sitting at a 7% interest rate, that's charging you $4 a day, okay? And if you're putting in a savings account, you're getting pennies of that, okay? It doesn't make sense to save money if you have debt outstanding, in my opinion. I'll cover how to pay off debt in a different video, but for the purpose of this video, I want you to organize your needs and organize your debt. If you owe debt, we'll talk about, in my opinion, what is the priority of paying off debt and the best strategy to do so, but it's just important to establish what you owe and who you owe and how much you owe and the interest that you're owing daily. Step 7, weekly reset activities. I designate Sunday afternoons to go over my finances with my wife. We review our week of spending and we do this together, and it keeps us aligned and accountable, and it makes it so finances aren't this weird thing that comes up only when there's an issue. We strategically do it on Sundays when it's a nice chill day. We go over it together and we see how we are doing compared to our budget. And sometimes we're doing better and we're super happy. If not, then we just kind of like keep each other accountable. It's like, hey, okay, I'm not gonna buy any monsters this week or whatever it may be, okay? So designate a time to review your finances and not review your finances when a problem comes up. It's really important to take charge. So during this weekly review session, we go over all transactions for the past week. We see what we spent the most money on. We talk about this coming week of spending. So if we're doing it on Sunday, it's like, okay, what does next week look like? What do we need to make sure we are paying for correctly? What should we avoid? Are we going to Six Flags? Are we not? Okay. These are the things you talk about during your weekly planning session. Celebrate any wins. If your spouse didn't spend as much on Starbucks as she did the week previously, celebrate that. That's a huge win. She's learning. Okay. Or if you cut out subscriptions or you didn't buy that really nice new piece of tech that you wanted, celebrate. It's like, hey, we're both working and saving money for the greater good. And then the last step of this weekly planning is just kind of adjusting to what you learned and to seeing how close you are to your goal and keeping track of it. Remember, track daily, review weekly. One of the biggest things that I can suggest is finding activities that don't cost money, like going on walks, watching free YouTube videos. Guess what? There's a ton of free movies on YouTube, and there's a lot of great YouTube videos in general. Take the time, try to watch YouTube. It's free, and you can actually learn quite a bit. You can also find a ton of workouts on YouTube. So if you want to cancel your gym membership, start trying to do body weight exercises. See how fit you can get while being on a budget. Invest in board games. Those are great dollar per hour investments. And one of the best things that I like to do is my wife and I like to go visit open houses. This is fun because it keeps the goal at the front of our mind, like, oh, we'd love to live in this neighborhood. We'd love to buy this house, this size. Keep that in mind for your down payment. Go walk open houses. It's free, and you can meet realtors. You can start to meet and start to get to know the industry a little bit, and you can start to kind of get your toes wet, figuring out, hey, what's going on here? Like, what's the market looking like? Is it top? Is it bottom? But it kind of gets you excited to become a homeowner. Here's a super powerful exercise that I've seen work wonders. Go to Zillow, find a house that you would like to buy once you have your down payment saved. Now, if you go on Zillow, it'll say monthly estimated payment. Sometimes they leave out some costs. So you take that and you multiply it by 1.28. Okay, so you take the estimated monthly payment and you multiply it by 1.28. This accounts for pretty much all costs like utilities, property taxes, and stuff like that. So if Zillow says that you're going to be paying $4,000 a month for the mortgage, multiply 4,000 times 1.28 and your payment will be closer to $5,120, and that should include everything like property taxes, utilities, mortgage insurance, stuff like that. Now, what I recommend doing is practice setting aside this amount of money each month so you can start to see what paying a mortgage is going to feel like. This does two critical things. It accelerates your down payment savings because even though you're not paying for a mortgage, you're still setting that money aside like you would be. And it proves to yourself you can handle the expense of being an actual homeowner. So what you can do is you can take your rent, because your rent is probably going to be cheaper than your mortgage. Take your rent and then subtract it, take the $5,120, subtract it by your rent, and then make sure you're saving that much extra per month because that's going to be your mortgage, your rent plus that extra amount. It's just a really powerful exercise because it teaches you that what a mortgage will cost with your current job, and it'll teach you how to handle actual expenses as a homeowner. This 30-day reset isn't about reorganizing your money. It's about creating the financial clarity lenders demand before giving you a mortgage. Remember, your journey from renter to homeowner starts with knowing exactly where you stand financially. This 30-day reset is your first step towards making that home become a reality. If you want to learn how to save your first $5,000, check out the video up here.